Hey everyone, welcome back to Stabicraft on the Sound channel. If you haven't yet, reach down there and hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, click the little thumbs up, give me a like. Really helps us out a lot. Last video we went through the lower unit, got it serviced in the garage where it was warm during a week of snow and very cold rain. We got a little nicer day out. You can see here there's actually a little bit of sun peeking through. So I am back at the boat to get this lower unit back on. Points to grease beforehand. We've got the shift selector, says to grease. We've got the tube here which slips into the water pump, and on the lower unit itself there is grease to be applied inside the tube, and I did put a new seal on here. I put a little grease on it already, but I'll smear a little bit more on. Then the last piece would be the splines on the shaft. Grease that up well, it says. I'm also going to grease these spots where, I mean, you can obviously see where there's wear marks on there. I'm going to grease those up too, just because it's not going to hurt. So I will get the camera set back up on the tripod here and we'll get this thing back on, see how long it takes. Okay, here we go. Get the grease opened up. I'm going to put a little on all the places it's called for, then grab this lower unit and slip it in here. Okay, that was off screen, but I have everything gooed up quite nicely. So we'll slip out of this glove, put on the heavier ones, grab a bolt, so one bolt ready to go. The way these things work, I'm going to get a second one and a third since they're right here. That way, should the unforeseen happen, like, you know, spilling my drink, I've got another one ready to go right within arm's reach, so I'm not trying to balance this thing. So here we go. Alright, not a horrible thing for one person to do. I'm going to grab the rest of the bolts, get them started here, and then we'll be back. For whatever reason, the service manual calls for torquing these when the motor is in the lower position, which is a pain, but that's what I'll do. That's what it says. So we've got 14 millimeter that I'll be able to get the two front ones on, and then I'll do the one that's underneath up through the trim tab hole, and then I'll have to switch over to a crow's foot to get the remaining 4 going around. And the torque setting on this is 25 foot-pounds. So we're at 25. We'll lock that in and torque everything into place. That one didn't take much. All right, that's 3 of them down, and for what it's worth, 25 foot-pounds is barely over hand tight, at least for me. That's it, everything's torqued. We have left to put the trim tab back on, reconnect the speed tube. And if you remember from earlier, I'd marked the trim tab. It still has 1 mark on it. It is the short bolt out of the entire set, so same size as everything else, 14mm head, 10mm bolt, but it's the short one. And that's it, we have it back on. Wasn't overly difficult. I am going to reconnect the tube. As you can see, setting here, it feeds in with this tube, and apparently it's part of the speed sensor. So once I reconnect that, this part is a wrap. Thanks for watching. Reach down there, hit subscribe, like if you like the video, and stay tuned for more coming up after this. Gonna go and do the oil change and stuff, the rest of the 200-hour service, so I'll have that in a separate video. Thank you.